Hey, it doesn't mean you're a bad person.
But it tried to help me. You know, they told me I couldn't be helped.
Well, we're going to figure it out and get you the help that you need. How about that? Fair enough?
The man trembled, admitting fear of being killed and blaming himself. He believed he had done the world a favor by removing a threat, his mind torn apart, trapped between regret, excuse, and death.
And I didn't trust him not to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want anybody to kill me, so I did the wrong thing. And I don't know what I did after that. I was angry, I guess.
Well, go ahead and put your underwear on, boss.
I don't know. I'm sick. I'm sick in the head.
You don't need to take your sweat top off. Just put your underwear on.
All right.
That's all. And then you put your pants back on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, there's no reason to be sorry. I'm trying to help you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, I know. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, sir.
I wanted to be away from that place. I was trying to move. I was trying to do everything to get away from there because of that boy.
Yes, sir.
I just knew it was going to come to this. I just knew it. I just couldn't help it. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it. It's just a matter of time. I just run out of time.
You can put your shoes on.
I really thought the world would kill that boy before
Mm-hmm.
I had to.
I understand.
I'm sorry. I really did.
Sir, you're fine. James, go and put your shoes on,
I
man.
did the world a favor.
Keep your feet warm.
I did the world a favor on this one. That boy would have killed somebody.
Yes, sir.
He would have killed us all if I had to take him out. That's the way I feel about it.
Yes, sir.
It's just a matter of time. He's a gang member type, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from gang members. You know, I was scared of him. I tried to turn myself in down the street because I was afraid y'all would shoot me there in the yard. I didn't want my wife to see that.
Yes, sir.
So I went down to the church. And I tried to turn myself in.
Yes, sir.
And the cop there told me to go back home. So I went back home.
You what, sir?
So I went back home.
Yes, sir. Everything went okay there?
Okay, good. Good. I didn't want to hurt nobody.
No.
I don't know what happened. I just lost my mind.
I understand, sir.
I lost control. I had a gun in my face and I went off. That's what happened.
Yes, sir.
I see the gun. I just pointed right at me. So I ran in my room and I grabbed my gun. When I come back, he was halfway down the hall with the gun. And I thought he was going to shoot me with it.
Yes, sir.
So I shot him.
Yes, sir.
And I didn't stop shooting him, I don't think, because I was scared.
Yes, sir.
Family tensions escalated. A strange girl caused chaos. Belongings thrown, gang threats lingered. Cornered, his eviction request was delayed. Rage grew inside until it erupted violently into...
It's heartbreaking to hear this man unravel, blaming himself while clinging to some twisted justification. You can feel the weight of years of fear crushing him. That trembling voice isn't just regret, it's a cry from someone cornered by his own mind. Society failed him long before this. Where was the help for his schizophrenia? This isn't black and white evil. It's a tragic collision of untreated illness and family toxicity that no one escaped unscathed.
The tragedy.
All right, buddy. I understand that you've been talking to Deputy Gresham, telling your side of the story about what happened today, the events that happened. I'd like to hear what happened today.
I woke up, they was all arguing in the house. It was like, we've got this girl that's been staying with us.
Yes, sir.
Staying with my son, and she's like the devil. I mean, she's just like the devil. You know what I'm saying?
And who is that? The girl.
I don't know what her last name is.
Okay. What's her first name?
Samantha.
Okay.
And she keeps the house in a complete uproar. And I was asking my wife this morning, my ex-wife, if she could evict her, to serve a formal eviction, because she was driving me crazy, the whole situation. And she said she was at her wit's end with it too, but they had it handled. So I went back in my room and tried to ignore it. Still going on. So I jumped in the bath and tried to soak it out, And all I could do was hear him yelling and screaming in the other room about it. And I got out of my bathtub and I told him, look, if you don't get her out of here, it's going to destroy this whole house. Will you just serve her eviction? I said, if you don't, I got to leave.
No,
No.
I forgot.
And,
Go ahead.
and I don't really know what happened from there. My son said something about you're not going to do anything to nobody. And he started going in an outrage.
Okay.
And said he was going to hurt me or something. I heard him yelling something from the other room. And I know how he is. So I was already looking for a weapon because I knew he was coming. When I looked out the door, he was coming.
From when you looked out the door, out the bedroom door?
Out my bedroom door.
Okay.
I seen him coming and his mama was in between them trying to push him away.
Okay.
So while she was pushing him away, I ran and got her gun.
Okay.
It's, what happened.
Chaotic memories returned, screams, a gun falling, violent struggle in the hallway. Panic drove him to seek a weapon like instinct for survival. Actions mechanical, no thought, just fear and raw instinct.
Okay. The family dynamic. It's you and your wife or ex-wife living there?
Yes.
Okay, and that's Linda?
Yes.
Okay. And your son?
Yes.
Okay. And what's his name?
Christopher. Everything was kind of foggy after that, but I know we was tussling. He said something about you ain't gonna pull no gun on me. And his mom, Linda was in between us, the mother. And he was trying to get to me, and I guess I was trying to get to him. We were tussling.
Right.
He knocked the gun out of my hand. The gun went across the room. He went running for the gun. I knew what was going to happen next.
Okay.
So I ran for another gun. Gun I had, my gun. I ran for my gun because I knew he had a gun at that point. So I ran the other way.
Okay.
When I come back, she was trying to get him to stop again. He had the gun over his shoulder, pointing it right at my face, and said, you ain't going to point no gun at me ever again. And that's when I shot him.
Okay.
And when I shot him, I seen him moving. At least I think I did. Best as I can remember. I thought I saw him move again. So I unloaded the gun.
Okay. What's Christopher's last name?
Rome.
Christopher Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Is he your son or your stepson?
He's my stepson.
Okay. How long's he been your stepson?
Since I married his mama.
How long's that been? When did y'all get married?
I don't remember the year.
10 years, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20?
I've probably been with her 22 years, maybe.
22 years?
As best I can tell. I've been struck in the head with lightning, so I can't remember dates and times and things.
You got struck by lightning?
Yes, sir, through the head, they said.
How long ago was that?
About 15 years, I suppose. I've suffered mental illness from it since.
Okay.
I didn't need to be in that environment, and I've tried to leave it many times.
Do you take anything for your mental illness?
Yes, sir.
What do you take?
I smoked the medical marijuana.
Okay, what have you been diagnosed with as far as mental illness?
Schizophrenia. I don't know. Antisocial. Bipolar. I don't know. Everything, probably.
And that since the lightning strike?
Yeah.
He admitted exhaustion and mental illness, saying he used medical marijuana for balance. Facing constant threats, family pressure and fear built to the breaking point, pushing him into desperate violence.
How were things yesterday between everybody at the house?
Been terrible.
It's been terrible.
Yeah.
For how long?
A long time.
Well, what causes it to be terrible besides the girl and him? I mean, their demeanor, disrespectful.
All of that. They threaten us. They threaten us with violence. She's threatened our home with gang members coming after us. I'm in a constant state of fear over there, you know. And his dad's an enforcer for the Sons of Silence. And he's threatened me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm constantly being threatened. I felt like I was in a state of fear all the time. And that's just where it got too much.
I understand.
And it broke. It broke me. It broke me. That's all you could say. I just snapped. I saw a gun in my face and I pulled the trigger. And I didn't stop pulling it. Because I think I was freaking out.
Listening to the panic in his words, I can't help but ache for the sheer helplessness. Imagine waking up to chaos every day. Your home a powder keg. His stepson's threats weren't empty. They were a ticking bomb. But pulling that trigger, it's the ultimate irony. A father protecting himself by destroying what he loved. Mental illness doesn't excuse it, but it explains the desperation. How many families suffer in silence like this? Ignored until it's too late.
I understand. While he's writing, what kind of gun was the one you shot him with?
I don't know.
But you said it was your gun, though, right?
I think it was my wife's gun I shot him with.
Is that the one that's in the car?
I think that's my gun that was in the car.
What kind of short gun is your gun that's in the car?
My
Is that-
gun's a 9mm.
Okay. And what was her gun? What caliber was that?
40 Smith & Wesson.
Can you take him through what kind of words or what the argument was about? How did everything start? Did it start this morning or did it start just prior to this
It's
happening?
been going on forever.
But today, though, as far, how did things escalate today?
She was throwing the furniture out of the house this morning.
The girlfriend?
Yeah, that's what I got up to. They was telling me, you know what that crazy bitch is outside doing right now? And I was like, what? And then she's throwing the furniture out on the fire pit. Gonna burn the furniture they just bought yesterday. I said, God damn, I don't want to hear this shit today. You know, I can't hear no more of this. I told her, I said, Linda, go down there and get a fucking eviction notice on that woman. I'll pay for it my goddamn self. I said, just go do it. Let's get that bitch out of here before she ruins our household. And she said, I've had enough of it myself. I've got to do something. I said, well, all you got to do is serve her eviction and get her the fuck out of here. She said, I'm not ready to do that because of Chris. You know what Chris will do? Chris will go crazy over that shit, you know. I was getting involved in it. I said, I know, Linda, but goddamn, you know, this shit can't keep going on like this. You know, every day it's just turmoil, turmoil, turmoil. He's yelling, they're yelling at each other. He's threatening, she's threatening. You know, she's threatening our family with violence from other people. You know, he's threatening her violence. I'm going to kill you, bitch. You know, he's going to kill his own girlfriend. You know, it's every fucking day. Everybody's going to get killed.
The morning shattered, belongings burned, arguments rose, eviction request ignored. Betrayal and helplessness crushed him, anger pressed harder, turning into a violent choice in a moment of lost control.
You know, everybody in the household, everybody's, you know, I'm just going to, Linda's I'm going to kill myself because I just can't fucking put up with this shit no more.
Linda's the girlfriend or your wife?
My wife,
Okay,
his mother.
gotcha. Okay.
She said, y'all going to give me a goddamn heart attack. I just can't deal with this shit no more. You know, and it just kept stacking on me. And every time she'd say something, it's like, God damn, you know, I feel that, you know. This shit's got to end. It's got to fucking end somewhere. And then when he pulled that gun on me, that's it.
Well,
I
go ahead,
shot.
Let's-
So, you said that Chris and his mama were arguing, right?
They were arguing, yeah.
They were arguing.
I was in the bathtub.
Okay. And what were they arguing about? Do you know?
That girl. The fact that we need to get rid of her ass out of the house.
Okay.
You know, that she's burning the furniture out on the fire pit. You know? That they just bought yesterday. And she was saying, you're never going to have nothing with this woman as long as you're with this woman. You're never going to have anything, Chris. Get away from this crazy bitch.
And so you get out of the bathtub, and then what?
I get out of the bathtub and I went in there and said, look, I can't hear this shit no more.
To his bedroom or to where?
They were in the living room.
Okay.
I was in the bathroom. I said, I can't listen to this shit no more. I can't. Y'all making me fucking go overboard. I said, I got to get out of here. I was starting to lose it. I'm telling you, I was losing it. At that point, I was already, I could feel it. I was going insane. And I told him, I said, look, something's got to break here. I got to get the fuck out of here. You know? And whatever I said, I don't know exactly what I said, but whatever I said enraged him. I turned my back to walk away. And apparently he charged. And I didn't know he was charging. I was walking back towards the bedroom. I didn't have any clothes on. I was butt naked. And I could hear him down the hall saying, you're not going to fuck with me no more. You're not going to do nothing around here. You know, he was like taking over the household. At that point, that's what I thought. In my mind, I'll tell you what my motivation was. I thought he was taking over our house at the time. He said, you're not going to do nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. I'm going to be the one that does shit around here. And I heard some shit like that. I don't know if I'm hearing it in my mind. I'm not trying to make up nothing. But I'm saying I heard some shit that, you know, like violent shit. And I know how he is when he's violent. So I got scared. And instead of going to get my clothes on, I went and got my gun. I got her gun, I think. I can't remember.
From the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened?
The fateful moment. In panic, he searched under the mattress for a gun, trembling in fear. Opening the door, his son aimed at his face. Reflex took over. The gunfire exploded, and everything collapsed.
And I didn't say anything else. I went back to my bedroom. If I remember.
The generational curse here is gut-wrenching. A father groomed for violence, passing shadows to his son. I feel the deep sadness in his voice. Loving a boy he feared would become a killer. Prison didn't rehabilitate, it amplified the rage. It's infuriating how systems fail the vulnerable, leaving them to fester. This man's lightning strike wasn't just physical, it scarred his soul, turning survival into a daily battle against inherited darkness.
Remember, I can't remember.
Just do the
I
best
just
you
know
can.
I had my gun, her gun, and I seen him. I was back in my bedroom. I heard him yelling, saying, you're not going to do anything else, and you ain't never going to pull no gun on me again. That's what he said. And I opened up the door to see what was going on. And his mama was pushing him back, and he had her gun pointing it right at my face. And I went to duck, and I seen him push her out of the way, and that's when I fucking fired him. Shot him.
How did he get the gun from you? Because the gun that
We were scuffling over the gun.
Okay, so because the gun that he pointed at you, you originally had, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How did he get that from you?
He knocked it out of my hand.
Okay.
And where was that at in the house?
We were right there where the kitchen and the hallway meet.
Okay.
I came out there and said, look, this shit's got to end. You know, and I had the gun because I was scared. And he said, you ain't pointing no gun at me no more. I said, Chris, you're going to leave this fucking house. This shit's got to stop. Get the fuck out of here before somebody gets hurt. And he just kept pushing. He kept pushing. He pushed his mom out of the way. He says that I did it, but I watched him. He pushed her out of the way and went to grab me. And he went to grab the gun, and he hit my hand, and the gun flipped over his head. It went behind him, and I seen him stop trying to handle me. And he turned around and was looking to grab the gun, and I ran. And then I went and got my gun.
When you ran, where did you run to?
My bedroom, back in the bedroom. I'm stuck. There ain't no way out of there. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking frantically for my other gun. I couldn't find it. I could hear him coming. And she's saying, you're not going to kill him? Something. And he's saying, this shit's over with. And I thought he was coming to kill me.
Where'd you find your gun at?
Huh?
Where'd you end up finding it at?
I don't know. I mean, I found it under the mattress, I think. I was looking frantically for it.
So you find your gun And then what?
It's either I can't remember which gun I had. That's what I'm saying. I had two guns.
Yeah,
I had her gun and my gun. I don't even know which gun I shot him with, to tell you the truth. I'm just telling you,
In panic, he described seeing his son point a gun at his face. He fired out of fear, then kept shooting as the boy moved. His confession mixed with regret made the air unbearably heavy.
Jake, that's all good, man.
Yeah, we're not worried about which
there's
one.
two guns involved, and I don't know which one I was holding when I shot him. I just know that I was scared for my goddamn life, staring down the barrel. I think he had his mother's gun when he was shooting it at me. I think.
Did he fire it?
No, but I thought he was fixing to.
Okay.
He had done pushed her out of the way and was going like this. He was in motion, saying this shit ain't gonna go no more.
And that's where in the house?
Down the hallway. I was at the end in front of my bedroom door.
Okay.
He was at where the kitchen and the hallway meet.
Kind of looking diagonal.
He had his mom in front of him. She was pushing him back, saying, "Chris, don't do this." Some shit. I don't know exactly what was said. She was trying to get him to stop. He pushed her out of the way, come over her shoulder with the gun like that, and I could see it pointed right at my face. I took a side step like that. I took my gun and I shot him. And then when I shot him, I seen him move, so I just shot him some more. And that's what happened.
Did you walk up on him and shoot him some
Yes,
more?
sir, I did.
Okay.
Because I seen him moving and I didn't trust him not to kill me at that point.
Did you shoot him one time in the head?
I don't know.
Okay.
I shot at him.
Do you use any methamphetamine or anything like that?
Yes, sir, I don't. I
Okay.
don't use any drugs but
Medical marijuana.
Yes.
Okay.
And prescriptions?
Yes, sir. You can take my blood right now. I'm not under the influence of anything.
I just wanted to ask because
I understand.
they're not sleeping for 4 or 5 days.
I understand. I understand why you ask.
Um,
And I'm accused of that. You know what's funny? I've been accused of that 3 times this week. But it's not. I'm a insomniac. I can't help it. I stay up for days and it clouds my thinking, clouds my judgment, clouds everything.
Sure.
I'm fucked.
when's the last time you think you got
That
any
woman's
sleep?
the only one that cares about me in this whole world. And I've done this to her. And I'm remorseful of that.
Sure.
When's the last time you think you got any sleep?
I don't know. I went to bed. They say I don't get any sleep when I go to bed, though.
When you said you passed out last night, you don't remember going to sleep.
Right. Exactly. I don't remember saying I was going to sleep or laying down like I was going to sleep. I just kind of find my bed at some point from exhaustion, I think. And I woke up really feeling bad this morning, sickly and tired and everything. So I was soaking it off in the tub, That's how I have to wake up anymore. I get up and soak and try to get my muscles back going and, wake up a little bit.
Now, has there been any other kind of shots fired, disturbances there at the house in the past?
Yeah, that boy shoots guns out the door all the time. He's crazy.
Okay.
We're afraid of him. He's come home with guns. He sold guns. He went to prison for guns. He comes home with AK-47s and shit like that and bulletproof vests and shit. We've scared the hell out of him.
He said he ran to a church to pray, wanting to surrender but was refused, then met police and was told to go home. The image of a father kneeling for punishment appeared tragically vivid.
The reason I asked is because when I was walking around
And I'm
today-
not blaming him for this. I'm not. I'm blaming mental illness for this. He has it too.
So you're blaming mental illness on both of y'all's
Yeah.
parts?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what kind of mental illness he has?
He just took a big strike to the head. Yeah, boy ain't right. I mean, he's got a big dent in his head. Can you see it?
I didn't look that
He's been
close.
mental ever since his wreck.
Okay.
He was mental before that, but the wreck really made him more mental.
So after this happened today, you got in your car, right?
Yeah.
And then just drove around and
I was going to drive over to the church and ask for prayer.
okay.
I drove over to the church at Gonzales and Pauline.
Yep.
I went in there and asked for prayer. I didn't tell them what I did. I just asked them would they pray with me. And they said they couldn't. They was the nursery. So I went next door. They said go next door and you can get prayer over there. So I went over next door to get prayer. The doors were locked. So I seen a police officer there doing the road crew there in front of the church. So I walked up to him. I said, sir, I just shot my own son. Will you arrest me? take me on in. He said, what are you talking about? He said, I got something else going on here. I said, look, dude, you got to take me in. I just shot my son. You got to arrest me. I threw my keys on the ground, put my hands up, got down on my knees like that. I said, I'm here. Arrest me. He said, I am not going to arrest you. He said, I got too much shit going on over here. He said, my advice to you is go back home and let him arrest you now. So that's what I did. I went back home and then I seen y'all, and the only reason why I whizzed by y'all, I wasn't trying to elude you. I was trying to get back to my house where he told me to go. And the mental was going mental. So I was only following that order.
Yeah. Oh, no.
When I got down there, I put my hands out and I surrendered myself. I was not trying to run or elude. I was trying to get prayer and turn myself in a unviolent fashion.
We appreciate that. How long do you think this whole incident took from when you got out of the bathtub until the shots were fired? 30 seconds, a minute, 30 minutes worth of arguing?
It was fast. It wasn't that long. I said a few words about this shit's got to end, or I'm going to have to take some kind of action myself. He made some threats. I said, you ain't threatening me no more. Pretty much, you know. I said, you're going to end up having to leave the house, Chris. If this shit don't keep on. Either you're leaving, she's leaving, or you're both leaving. But the shit's got to stop.
Events happened fast, from the bathroom to gunfire in an instant. He said it all lasted only seconds, a decision bursting out in a moment of fear, like instinct taking over thought.
And then he sat, I think he sat down, I don't know. Seems like he paused a minute before he collected his, I'm going to, do whatever I'm going to do attitude. And I could hear him saying stuff, but it was the only thing that I got from it was what it meant. The words eluded me. He was saying, you're not going to do anything. Nobody's going to do anything. And he started getting that, I know where he's going with that because I've seen it too many times. He was snapping and I knew it.
How old is
So I
Chris?
ran in there when I seen that going down. I said, oh shit, here we go. And it just escalated from there.
How old's Chris?
I went in there and got the 40 because I didn't think a 9 would stop, and the boy's crazy.
Did you get the 40 from your room or from Linda's room?
I had her gun.
You had her gun in your room?
She didn't know I had her gun, but I had her gun.
Okay.
Now, if she knew I had her gun, I don't know. But I don't think she knew I had her gun. I clean her guns and service her guns and stuff.
Okay.
And I just got a new gun cleaning kit a minute ago. And I was cleaning and servicing the guns this past, week or so. 2 weeks, I don't know. But I don't think she knew I had her gun. See, we've been getting a lot of death threats, And I've been, for 3 years now. I've called the FBI. I've reported it. I've tried. Went and tried to get counseling for myself, to try to deal with this shit. They told me they couldn't fix me. I'm mentally hurt because my brain's fucked up.
Sure.
I got struck through the head with lightning, they said.
Where'd that happen at?
I was playing a guitar, getting ready for a show. I'm a musician. And the lightning struck me. And it took them
At
years.
the house?
I was at a Holiday Inn or at somebody's house getting ready to go to a Holiday Inn. I can't remember.
Here in Pensacola?
No, I was in Georgia
Oh.
when it happened. And it took them years to figure out how damaged I was. And then they finally give me
Medication?
death and Social Security. Retired me. Said I was a danger to be around folks and stuff. So I stay secluded on purpose, on my own.
They said you were a danger to be around folks?
Yeah. I didn't feel that way, but I guess I am.
Did the lightning strike make you violent or change your...
I think so, yeah.
He recalled a history of family violence, his son's brain injury, even his own father, a gang member, creating a threatening environment that fed fear and bred violence within the home.
What room does Chris
See,
stay in?
here's the other problem. I was probably already destined to be violent, not because I wanted to be. My dad was also an assassin for a big motorcycle gang. And he said he was grooming me for that position to take over when he died. So I think I was probably groomed to be an idiot. I've always fought it. I've even left from living with him at 15 because I was afraid I'd kill him or they'd kill me.
Was that in Georgia?
No, that was in Alabama. And I knew he couldn't come to Florida because I think he killed somebody here. And he had walking papers from the gang that he was in, said you can't ever go to Florida again. And I knew it because a few times that I was with him, they even got near Florida. He would tell his wife, you know, I can't go to Florida. They'll kill me over there. You know what I'm saying? So I kept hearing those rumors, you know, all the time. So I knew he couldn't come to Florida. So I pretty much was okay to move to Florida when my wife suggested it. Because I knew, hey, that would be the end of having to worry about him because he threatened to kill me. I've lived under that threat many years of my dad and his gang.
What gang
coming
was
to
your
kill
dad
me
in?
for not obeying him.
What motorcycle gang was he in?
He was the president of the Southgate Los Angeles Nuggets.
What room did
He's
Chris
dead.
stay in?
But he rode with the Hells Angels, Outlaws, Banditos. He's a bad motherfucker.
What made you think that someday this would happen?
Because he's pulled a gun on me before. And I've had to pull a gun on him before because of his violent tendencies.
So why was today different than those times? What made today
Because
different?
I thought he was going to shoot me today. And before I thought he was just talking. Today I didn't think so. He was coming at me with that gun and he was going to shoot me with it.
Has there been any physical violence between any of y'all in the past 22 years? Between you and him, between him and Linda?
Me and Chris has scuffled a couple times, but we ain't never really, tried to kill each other. But I'm sure he'd want me dead many a time. He's promised to kill me many times. Every time he leaves the house mad, it's like, I never know if I'm going to be dead that night. I can't sleep.
After the incident, he drove around aimlessly, seeking prayer, planning to surrender peacefully. His act was both confession and a plea for redemption in a world already shattered.
And he's made threats with his dad coming to kill us. He's made all kinds of threats. And his dad, I know, is a killer. His dad's an enforcer for the fucking bike gang. I know. And I don't trust him for shit. He's made threats to me too. Over Chris. Says if I ever touch his son in any way, I'm dead, but he'll come down here and kill me. I've heard that a million times. He stopped threatening me over the fact that I raised his son and worked for his son and made, a living for his son. At one time, he come over to me and said, I've really been hating on you for years, but I'm okay now that I know that you're sincere, just trying to raise my family. That you haven't left, that you've been there. So he left me alone.
So things haven't always been bad between
No.
all of y'all.
I love my son. I just think he's mental. I love him. I tell my wife every day I love that boy, but he's going to kill somebody. And she says, I know it. You can even ask her. She's surprised he hasn't killed somebody already. And I'm sure that she's probably relieved that I'm the one that did it. I'm sorry to say that. It sounds remorseful and terrible. But she's been expecting this for years. And I have too. I've always lived in fear with him under our roof. And it stopped today. That's all you can say.
Has there ever been a point in time in the past where you thought you were going to have to do this?
Yes.
You thought before you would have to kill him?
I've thought that it was going to come to killing. I didn't think that I would want to do it. And I didn't want to do it. I've never desired to kill the boy. I've never desired to cause him any harm. I've always tried to love him, make sure he had shoes and clothes, food. Even when he was out on his ass and damning us to hell, I still tried to help him. We've been both trying to help him. She's done everything for that boy. She's bought him everything he's ever desired. He's just a bad seed.
He spoke of a childhood steered into violence, the shame of having a killer for a father, and the sense of fate pulling him into crime. His words revealed a chain of tragedy across generations.
You can't get through to him. And you know what's the worst part? I really think that he was starting to turn for the better. That he met this girl, and this girl has been like the devil in our household. She's caused nothing but strife and grief and violence. And he's done started hitting her. You know, the first time I had to pull a gun on that boy, he was struck his mother down in the floor, and he struck his new girlfriend down in the floor. And how can a man watch that?
How long ago was that?
It's been about maybe 2 years ago.
So most of this has happened since he's gotten out of prison.
It's been nothing but hell, dude. And I have tried to move from there. I've moved out even. But he come over there, Dad, I need a job. So I got him a job. He worked with me even till I trained him on the job. Then I had to quit the job because I couldn't work with him. I mean, the boys.
Where were you working?
I was working for a guy named Don over at, I'd lost my Social Security check for 3 months because they cut my benefits off. And I ended up having to go back to work, even though I was not really able to work. But the man let me work for like 3 months, you know, just a little bit, a couple hours a day, you know.
Doing what?
Fixing stuff, you know.
Like handyman stuff?
Yeah, whatever he had to fix, motors, you know. I'm very intelligent at fixing stuff. And I was fixing his stuff, and then my boy come over asking for a job. I'm trying to help him and his mother. His mother's always supporting him. She can't hardly do it, so I said, I'll help him get a job. Maybe, you know, at least that'll alleviate what's going on over there, you know. I've always loved that woman, but we divorced, not because of infidelity or anything, just because of the strife in the house. It's just total strife all the time. And I told her I couldn't take it no more. I moved out. It's gone for a couple, 3 years. Hurricane came, destroyed her house, cast us back together. So she lived in an RV with me for a while till we could find another place. And it brought us back together. We got to learning each other a little bit better, you know. Decided we'd try to make a go of living together again. And then right when we got back together is when Chris went to prison. I think he was already in trouble. And he come to us and said, Dad, I think I've done some bad shit. And he said, I think the police are going to come get me. And I said, what did you do, son? Did you kill anybody? And he thinks he told me that they think they killed somebody.
He described feeling swallowed by darkness, every escape closed. Past traumas, present pressure, and fear of the future bound his mind, pushing him to the edge of hopeless despair.
Where was this at?
At a motel somewhere here in town. They said they had him on video. That's what he was telling me.
This was what, a couple of years ago?
Yeah. He said I'm sure they got me on video. He said, I've done a lot of bad things. He said, I know they're coming for me. I said, son, we didn't do nothing but good for you, try to make you right. And look how you've done. I said, I'm glad you told me at least. And the very next day, the cops showed up at the door to get his ass. And we didn't see him for 7, 8 years, except for going to visit him in prison. And prison did not do him any good. It made him more violent.
Let me ask you
He
this.
joined the gang while he was in there. And he came out with the gang.
Let me ask you this while I'm thinking about it. When he knocked the gun out of your hand, and then he had the gun, and you said he pointed it at you, and then, you know, that's when you knew you had to defend yourself.
Right.
Do you know what happened to his gun that he had once you shot him or anything like that?
No, that's the funny part. I don't.
Okay.
I think he had Linda's gun. I was like I say, I don't know which gun he had.
Sure.
To be honest with you, I think he had Linda's gun.
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
But I think it was because I had the gun and he knocked it away from me. That's what I told you, and that's what I think happened. I don't know if I had my gun or his gun, but I think it was her gun. Because I've been cleaning the guns.
Sure.
I just got a brand new gun cleaning kit, and I told her I needed to get their guns because they'd be rusting because they hadn't been cleaned in a long time. And I still had possession of her gun. It's not because she was letting me have the gun, just so you know. She did not like me having them guns. Okay? But, you know, I'm kind of like Chris, and I'll be honest with you. You know, when a man threatens me, I feel threatened. And I went to the sheriff's department. You'll probably see this. I went down to the sheriff's department on the drive, and I had about an hour conference with the second in command of the sheriff's department. And I asked him, I said, look, my son's a violent person. I'm scared of him. I'm scared he's going to kill us at some point.
Right.
Not just scared of him, but I'm scared of my neighborhood. Okay? Because I run a bunch of drug dealers off my street. And I'm sure y'all know all about it because y'all kept saying I was being a vigilante and all this. I had people selling drugs right in front of my house all the time.
He recalled past times when he had to draw his gun out of fear his son might kill him. But today was different. Those eyes in that barrel made him believe there was no escape.
And I said, this shit ain't going to go. And I kind of bucked you guys for a minute and said, look, you're not going to get him off, I will. And I did turn into a vigilante. I didn't. But I got every one of them goddamn drug selling some bitches off there that I could get off. And the street got quiet for a little while. But I didn't make no friends doing that.
How long ago was that?
Y'all arrested me for it. Because I was having problems with them. They was gang members. Some of y'all told me yourself that they was MS-13. They was coming up in my yard making threats almost every day. We're going to kill you because of that thing you got in with a guy named Jason Duda. They was in the gang. They kept sending,
we have to research.
I'm just saying they kept sending 2 or 3 people to my house threatening me with death. They'd come up and say, we ain't going to kill you yet, but we're going to kill you.
Sure.
And they just kept coming. So I went to the sheriff, asked him, what are my rights? I have been arrested, but I don't have a criminal history. I don't have a criminal record. Been arrested a few times. But I was always exonerated because I was righteous as righteous. Y'all did the investigation. You let me go. Okay? I'm not saying that I'm an angel. I was raised wrong.
Sure.
But I'm not using that for an excuse. I've been a righteous man, a God-fearing man. I go, you know, I love people. But lately, I have not had much love in my heart.
I get it.
You know, and it's just because everybody's threatening to kill me all the time. I got people on the outside threatening me. Got people on the inside threatening me.
Yeah.
And I've just fucking snapped.
Well, let's do this.
But I had a gun right pointed at me
Absolutely.
from here to that door, and I seen the inside of the barrel.
Like I said, you did what you thought.
And I
you
seen him
needed
push
to do.
his mama away, come over with that gun, just like that, and I seen the barrel. And when I seen the barrel, I knew he was fixing to pull the trigger. I know the boy. He's nuts. I did not trust him not to shoot that gun.
Well, let's do this, Izzy.
So I shot. And like you said, I was laying this way. So I'm thinking that first shot hit him in the head.
Might have.
To be honest with you, I think I killed him right there, but I don't know. I thought I seen him move, though. When he hit the ground, I thought I seen him move, and I didn't know if he was going for the gun. I didn't know if he still had the gun.
Sure.
And I just, bah, 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 bah. I do remember that. Now, I don't remember what happened after that because I was looking for Linda. I'm calling out for Linda. I'm running around. Where are you at, Linda? You know, that's all I remember.
Well, let's do this, Izzy. We're going to take a few-minute break. We're going to go check on
But
Linda.
then I got in the car. I got my medicine. I don't know why I grabbed all my medicine. I was scared I was going to not have my medicine. I grabbed my medicine and my other gun. I jumped in the car and I went down to the church to turn myself in.
And that was where at Gonzalo, at Kingsville, or
Yeah.
Gonzalez and
And
Pauline.
Pauline.
Okay.
He said years of living under the same roof, meant constant fear that his son would kill someone. The dread grew daily, like a ticking time bomb no one could ever defuse.
And then they wouldn't let me go for prayer. So I walked out to the cop there on the corner, state trooper there. That was doing they're doing the road work there.
Yeah.
And I put my keys out like this and my hands up. I said, I just shot my son at my house.
His pleas for prayer and surrender hit hard. It's like watching a soul beg for redemption amid the wreckage. The cop turning him away? That's the injustice that boils my blood. He knew he was broken, yet no one listened. Blaming the girlfriend feels like displaced rage. But in that frenzy, who wouldn't crack? This case screams for better mental health support. Without it, fear devours everything, leaving only regret.
And he didn't have time to fool with that, did he?
And they said just leave.
That's wild,
He
man.
told me to just leave and go back home. So that's what I did. And when I saw y'all, I was trying to get back home, man.
No.
I was
That's
trying to lose or
understandable.
escape. I was trying to get there where y'all could take me down soft, not kill me.
It's tough in this world, but I try to be also, because I'm a believer that when you leave this earth, that you go someplace,
I saw the Christ. I know he's real.
and I certainly don't want to go down there. So I try to be right with the man.
I saw hell too.
So
When I got struck, I went right into hell.
it changed your life, didn't it? I mean, it changed it in not the best way, obviously, but you got your life spared, right?
I've been trying, but the world just doesn't have it in for me.
Well, no matter what happens from this day forward, no
I'm
matter.
still going to have the Lord in my heart.
That's right. No matter what law enforcement, what judge, what courts, anything like that, that's only temporary in this life, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because when we go home,
Yeah.
we go home.
Yeah.
Right?
I hope the Lord will have me now that this has happened.
Well, I'm also a firm believer that there's, if you talk to Jesus, talk to God, and you repent your sins, and
I've been trying so
So-
hard. It's just, I don't feel like I was left any choice on that. He would have killed me.
and I totally get that.
But then
I'm not judging you at all, buddy. I have no malice, ill will, or anything towards you because of what you did. That's not my job. And I've talked to hundreds of people that have sat right here in your shoes,
I don't have any malice against myself. I felt like I was doing what I needed to do to keep me alive. So
And I want to try to clarify a couple things, because honestly,
I
I
know
think
that I'm not sane, and
Sure.
I know that I'm.
I agree with
I
that. I
need to
think
be
you
in
have
a-
some mental issues.
I need to be in a facility.
You have some mental issues.
I know I
agree.
do. But I've been asking for that.
Sure.
I've been begging for it.
Well, part of that,
And
though,
there's
also.
no help for me because I'm poor.
In his confession, he both loved and feared his son, torn between regret and blame. The father believed fate was sealed, and tragedy was only a matter of time.
Well, and medicine is not a cure-all. Medicine
I
is
need
a
help.
patch. But do you take your medicine like you're supposed to, or no? Because that's the $64,000 question.
It makes me sick. I don't like
Sick how? Not eating, staying awake. I mean,
all of that.
all of that. But you do understand, there's just like cancer. Cancer treatments make you
She
sick
begs
also.
me to take it all the time, and I tell her I do, but
Well, you have to follow. Doctors prescribe it for
I
a
love
reason.
that woman. I never want to do nothing against her.
She don't have any. We've been talking to her
I
for an
love
hour.
that woman.
She don't have any hate towards you at all. None at all.
I'm so sorry that happened.
I can assure you, she don't have any hate in her heart towards you. She knew that you needed help. She knew that her son needed
And
help.
she knows nobody would help me.
But she's in a bind for the simple fact that here she is working, 10, 11, 12 hours a
That
day.
woman works so much. She's the hardest woman I know that works.
And,
I feel so sorry. I feel like I failed her.
and she's doing that for y'all. I know
I
you have
know.
some income, but
I
also,
feel like I failed her as a husband,
But you know
as a
what?
man.
in my heart of hearts, and talking to her for an hour, she didn't never say, why did he do that? I hate him. I don't love him or anything like that. She agreed that you know,
She was wrestling with herself.
you know that you
We
needed
both
some
were.
help.
We're scared of him.
Sure.
He's violent. I'm not trying to make him a bad person. He was
No.
a good soul down there somewhere.
It is what it is.
Somewhere down there, that boy was a good soul, but I couldn't find it in him.
But one thing, Izzy, while we're thinking, because, you know, not only do we talk to you and everybody else, I'm sure you watch police shows before or whatever. I mean,
know I'm going to prison.
I wish, no, not necessarily. I'm not saying, that's not my
I
determination.
know I'm sick in the head, and I know I deserve what I get.
But things aren't as easy as you see on TV, because we take what you tell us, what she tells us, the people that were there, all right, and then we try to align it with the evidence that we have there at the scene. Okay?
I didn't kill him with malice.
All right?
I didn't
Now-
kill him because I wanted to kill him.
Let
I
me...
killed him because I was scared I was going to be killed myself.
Okay. And I take that as what you say. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not here to say that's not true or untrue. Only thing I will refute on is if evidence says different. Okay? Now, what I want to ask you, would you rather me call you Izzy? You like Izzy better?
Yeah.
Izzy, what I'd like to ask you, though, and after the incident happened with Chris, all right, then what'd you do? Because I know what you did.
I think I tried to kill that girl.
Yes, sir.
But I did. I was out of my mind. I was just like I was on autopilot. I couldn't stop myself. I'm being honest.
He recalled the moment shots rang out, his son collapsing before him. The sound tore through the house, leaving only heavy silence inside a family already fractured.
You go out the back door?
I saw him. I looked in his face and I saw him dead. And I immediately held her responsible for it.
Because of her?
Yeah.
So you march outside
I think I was going to kill her.
and you started shooting?
I think so, yeah.
Porch, steps, yard?
I don't know.
Did you empty the pistol?
Probably did, yeah.
Okay.
I think I was trying to kill her. I don't know. I was out of my mind. I was holding her responsible for it. That's where my guilt lies.
Okay.
Is after the fact.
Okay.
And I'll admit that totally. I'm guilty of that.
Did you ever walk up on the trailer and shoot, or you shot from afar? Or, you know, a distance a little bit? Do you recall at all? Because the camera will show us. You don't know.
I was out of my mind, sir.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was mad because I had to kill my son, and I knew who was responsible for making all that happen. And I think I went to the dark side on that.
And where did you get the gun at that you shot at her with?
That's my gun. I bought it a long time ago off the street.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Now,
I'm not sure about
now,
the gun.
not according to Linda. Now, Linda says
I don't
y'all
know.
bought those guns a couple of years ago at Mike's gun shop.
Now,
They're
she
on
bought the
29.
guns. I didn't. I can't buy a gun legally.
Right. Well, is there more than two pistol firearms? Not pellet guns or airsoft. Is there more than two firearms in the house?
There's her guns.
Okay.
She has two guns.
And that's what you used was her two guns.
No, I have one gun of my own.
And that was a what?
I think it's that Sky one.
And what caliber is that?
9mm.
9mm.
I'm guilty of trying to hurt her.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it
Yeah.
up front. I'm not ashamed of it because I was out of my mind. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. But
But I know that I did it.
how do
So that
how
I'm guilty
do
of
we
that.
explain? All right.
I'm telling you the truth.
No. I'm not saying you're not.
I just don't know all the facts because
just-
I was out of my mind.
And I'm not doubting what you're saying, but just when I ask you a question, it may spark a little memory.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll try to work with you.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be a butthole or anything. I'm just
I'm
I
guilty
ha- I
of
have-
trying to kill that woman.
I have to put the story together. You know
I'm
what
guilty
I'm saying?
of trying to kill that woman because I was out of my mind and I wasn't thinking proper and I was holding her responsible for the death of my son at that moment.
Fair enough. When Chris,
He admitted he had tried to reconcile, but anger and mistrust only deepened. In their small home, father and son's conflict was no longer simple quarrels, but open war.
I held her responsible for all of it.
When
and I wanted to kill her.
When you shot
because of it
and killed Chris, all right, where is the gun that he had?
I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I seen him holding a gun pointed at me from here to that door. And I shot and I killed him. And I really don't remember what happened after that. All I can remember is I was standing in front of the shed door. Is that the shed? The camper.
No, let's go back to inside, not outside.
I don't even remember how I got outside.
Okay.
I was out of my mind.
I'm not saying that you wasn't. I'm just saying you said that Chris had a gun, and we know that obviously he had
Linda's
a
gun.
Okay,
That's all I could say because it wasn't my gun. I had my gun.
Right, but the gun that he had in his hand, or that at some point, Chris had a gun. Well,
it looked like Linda's gun.
But you said that you had a gun when you come in there and y'all tussled over it and it got slapped out of your hand.
That's why I thought it was the gun that he talked.
What gun got slapped out of your hand?
That was Linda's gun.
Which is?
A 40 caliber Smith & Wesson.
A 40 caliber Smith & Wesson.
She bought them for home protection, and I was cleaning those guns. I had possession of those guns in the house. She had her one gun in her room, and I had her other gun because I told her I needed to clean it. It had never been shot. And cleaned.
You had the 9mm in your room? Or you had the 40?
The 40 and the 9mm I had.
Right, I understand she bought them, but you're calling the 9mm yours?
No, it was her gun.
Oh, you had a, so we're still missing, there's another gun at the house somewhere then. Because we only got, we found one gun on the back porch.
What'd you find?
It's a black semi-automatic. I think it's maybe the 9mm.
I'm confused now.
I am too.
To be honest with you, I know that I had her 40 caliber as best as I know. But see, I'm not all there. I was just trying to clean her gun, service her gun, had it in my possession in my room. I'm not claiming the gun.
The two she bought, are they both Smith & Wessons?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you say you have one called a Sky.
Right. Now, I bought the gun from her one time, but she said...
The Sky gun?
No.
Not one of the others?
The Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
I bought the gun from her one time, but I gave it back to her pretty much. Because I'm not supposed to have guns, she said, and I didn't even know that.
He confessed that despite love, living with his son was like holding a bomb. Each day was unbearable tension, until the thing he feared most finally came true.
I found out that when I got legals for my medical marijuana, that took away my gun rights, and I didn't know that.
Okay.
She informed me of that.
Okay.
But I told her we could not be in that house without protection. We got too many people trying to kill us.
And the Sky gun that you own.
And she's never shot a gun.
Gotcha. So yeah, she says she's scared of them.
She's scared of them. She don't know nothing about guns. So even though I was in the wrong for having those guns.
That's neither here nor there.
Right. I'm not trying to even go there because I know you're trying to get past that.
No, that's
the problem is I had the guns.
So
she did sell me one of those guns a long time ago, but I gave it back to her in the fact that I'm not supposed to have them. But I was the one in control of the gun in the house because I'm the only one that knows how to fire one.
Okay.
And we have had so many. I've been sitting there on my couch 3 times and had people come in my house that were crazy, probably more than me, threatening me on my own couch.
Okay.
So I went and bought some guns. I had her get those guns for home protection.
So to recap, just so I'm trying to be clear so everything is right. I don't want to be wrong. Okay. All right. So we have a Smith & Wesson 9mm that she bought from Mike's, a Smith & Wesson 40 caliber that she bought from Mike's.
Yeah.
And then you said at some point you bought off the street a Sky 9mm.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, I wasn't in the house long because I come back here with you. What does the Sky 9mm look like? Is it silver?
It's a small one.
Is it black?
No,
is it silver?
If you found a silver gun, that gun, I bought that gun. I have one more gun.
Okay.
It's a silver one.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it from Chris to get it out of his hands.
Is that in your room?
Somewhere, yeah. I
Somewhere
haven't been able to
around.
find it. I think he might have stole it back from me.
Okay. Here, while we're talking, I'm going to try to verify.
But it's a 9mm Ruger. But I couldn't find it. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in my room. I don't have a clue where it's at. But like I say, I did purchase that gun from her a long time ago, but she told me I could not have it. So it was in our house, but she owns those guns. I gave it back to her in conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the biggest thing is there's no doubt. All
But
right.
they're her guns, and she hasn't committed no crime.
No.
She hasn't ever even fired
No.
a gun,
No.
boss man.
No.
She did not want to buy those.
But,
She did not.
Sure.
But we
But
was
it's
getting threatened a lot.
Sure. It's your right to do that. You know.
And I even went and talked to the sheriff. Am I legal enough to have them in my house for home protection? Sat there with him for an hour.
Sure.
And he said, you know, somebody like you probably shouldn't have them, which was good. Yeah, he's right.
He spoke of endless nights without sleep, always bracing for his son's rage. The unease piled up day after day, turning their home into a prison without bars.
I see that now. But at the time, we was being threatened. I'm getting phone calls threatening on my life. I don't know who it is. We've been threatened for a long time, and you can ask her. Somebody's making phone calls to us. Somebody's been, talking to me on the net, been making threats over the net that they was coming to get us in the night. We've had a million threats. We don't know where it's coming from. Still don't. I called the FBI. I had them try to help me. Never heard back from them. They thought I was crazy, so they didn't call back. And we just been living under the fear the whole time.
Okay. Fair enough.
But we don't know if it's coming from his doings or
excuse me
something
one
we
second.
did.
Hey, the gun that was on the back porch on the railing, what is the make of that gun? Okay, and that is a 9mm. And then the one in his car was a Smith & Wesson 40. Okay, good enough. Yeah. How many guns is in the car?
Feel like, I don't know.
I mean, I haven't looked. All I know
I
right
don't
now
know.
is one that was in the floorboard.
That was the only one, I think.
Okay. That was a Smith 40.
I felt like myself, to be honest with you. I
Did-
wasn't
did-
trying to kill nobody else.
Did you reload at any time?
I don't remember, man.
Did you have any extra magazines that were loaded? Do y'all keep extra mags that are loaded?
Yes, and I probably did put one in there, yeah.
What did you shoot at the trailer with?
No.
Well, I'll help you. It was a
Gun.
40 because there are shell casings all out there.
And I'm all messed up. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
like I told you in the beginning, I was in I don't know which gun I was holding. I don't know what gun I shot him with. All I can do is help you try to know.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that's what we.
Because I was out of my
know.
fucking mind,
I wasn't
man.
there, and you were, kind of sketched out.
I was sketchy as shit. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know
All right.
what happened.
Let-
But I
let's-
know that I had the two guns. I never touched the silver gun. I bought that to get that out of the hands of my son.
Okay, so you had two guns. The
Because
first,
he's not supposed to have a gun, and he carries a gun all the time, even though he's not supposed to.
yeah, that's not right.
And I've been trying to get him to stop that shit.
The very first gun that you walked out with and y'all started arguing with, that he slapped out of your hand.
If you can tell me what he was shot with, then I would know. Because I don't know. I just grabbed whatever I saw. When I seen him with the gun, I ran and grabbed whatever gun I saw.
Right. But what I'm saying, when you first confronted him, not when you shot him, but when you first confronted him, he didn't have a gun then.
He remembered his son's downfall into crime and prison. Confinement didn't reform him. It only made him more violent. Freedom wasn't a fresh start, but a nightmare renewed.
Okay, you grabbed the gun, all right, and y'all tussled, and he slapped it out of your hand.
Right. But
What
he was
gun?
coming at me
Aggressive,
violently.
right? And that's
He
fine.
was
I'm just trying
running
to
at
figure
me.
out what gun that was.
That's hard. To be a God honest with you, sir, I don't know. When I seen him coming,
Sie see it. Gibble falls with 25 years. My heart sinks for this fractured family. He bows his head, carrying not just guilt, but the echoes of unhealed wounds. It's a somber reminder. Violence breeds in isolation, fed by ignored cries for help. We must reflect on our own roles. Could empathy have changed this? In the end, it's not just a sentence, it's a lifetime haunted by what fear stole from them all.
I backed back into my room. I lifted up my mattress and I grabbed whichever gun I saw. And I don't remember which one.
That's the first time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when he slapped it out.
And I came in there and I pointed it at him and I said, son, this ain't happening today. Calm the fuck down. Okay? That's what I told him. And he pushed his way past his mother and he hit my arm.
Right.
And the gun, somehow, I don't know how he hit me. If he hit me sideways, forward, I know he hit my arm.
Okay.
The gun, I seen the gun go this way.
Is this in the living room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the gun went like over his head even. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know when he hit my hand, the gun came out of my hand.
Okay. But you don't remember what gun that was. But it came from your room.
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
I don't know where it also went when he knocked it out of my hand. I only know that he stopped tussling with me and started going for the gun.
And then you...
So I was scared that if he got that gun, I was surely dead.
Okay. And so then you retreat back to your room?
And got a second gun.
Okay.
Now, when I turned back around, I could hear him in there yelling with his mama.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, he's never pointing that gun at me again. And when I opened up the door, he had the gun. I seen him coming.
Opened up what door? To your
my
bedroom?
bedroom door.
Okay.
I went back in there to try to just retreat and, be out of the situation. Linda had already told me, just get out of here. I got this, leave it alone.
Now, when y'all were tussling and it got knocked out of your hand, was Linda around then? Was she watching this? Trying to diffuse the situation?
She was between us, trying to keep us from killing each other.
All right. And that was before he was shot?
Yeah.
Correct. Gun gets knocked out.
He already had the gun and was coming, and she was in front of him, pushing him back, is the best I can remember.
That's the gun, obviously.
That he knocked out of my hand.
Okay. Okay. And then you retreat and go get a gun and open the door and you see him still?
I retreated and was sitting there, but I heard the yelling in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard him say, he's never pulling a gun on me again.
Okay.
And then I heard the voices getting closer.
Did you hear, once it got knocked out and then you're like, oh shit, I ain't got a gun no more. All right.
Yeah.
Did you hear a door open? Anybody go outside or come in the back door or the front door?
I was in that hallway pretty much the whole time.
He bitterly reflected on family scars, a father once an assassin, a son now violent. A tragic cycle bound 3 generations together in chains of darkness and fear.
Okay.
Now, I did look around the corner to see him going after the gun. I seen him.
The one that was knocked out?
Yeah. Now, I don't know what he was doing, but I thought he was going for that gun, and I didn't know where the gun went. I thought he was looking around for the gun.
Okay.
So I got scared, knowing I had no way of retreat because I'm down the hall.
Okay.
Now, I could have slipped out the back, but I wasn't in my right mind to be thinking like that.
Now, do y'all remember her getting pushed out of the way or anything like that?
I remember when I came back in.
Second time?
No, the first time.
Mm-hmm.
She was in between us.
Mm-hmm.
But I armed myself before that because of the fact that he was threatening. He's telling me like, this ain't going to happen. You ain't going to tell me nothing, shit, whatever. Pretty much I felt like, he's taking over the house in conversation.
All right. Now.
So I went back to my room knowing that he was getting violent, and I sat down. I didn't have time to think about shit. I sat down like, oh, fuck, this is really fucked up and getting bad. Then I heard him yelling. I heard them in there yelling, and I guess it's kind of like that movie, Silent Rage, dude. I just kept hearing the yelling and the yelling and the yelling. And then I heard him coming closer, and I'm thinking, this motherfucker's coming after me. And when I opened up the door, I seen her pushing him back, going, stop it, Chris, or some shit. She was pushing him. And he had the gun up like this. That's what I saw. And when I saw the gun, I closed the door real fast, reached under the mattress and grabbed whatever gun I saw. And then I turned back around and opened up the door. And when I opened up the door, I seen him come down just like that. And when I opened up the door, I thought, oh shit, he's fixing to shoot me. So I ducked to the side and I fired.
Okay.
It ain't my money for the Snickers bar, so.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry I can't give her money back.
No, it's all good. No, it ain't my money, so I didn't want to
Is
risk it.
Linda still here?
She is?
Can I ask you one favor?
What's that?
My wallet
Okay.
and all of my information and everything that she would need for the, let my car go back, whatever, is in my wallet under my mattress.
Okay.
What I'm asking, could you give her my PIN number? It's to my bank card so she can at least pay her rent until I know what's happening to me.
I'll tell you what, give me 1 second, okay?
Okay. I want to give her power of attorney.
What's the PIN number?
And tell her she can do whatever she has to do with my money until they take it away from me. Pay the bills, whatever she got to do. I'm considering my life to be a standstill, so whatever she has to do with my money, that's okay with me.
I'll let
But
her know.
I want to give her power of attorney over all my affairs.
All right, yeah, you'll have to talk to your lawyer about that. Obviously, that's not something I can do, but if you'll discuss it with your lawyer.
Is there any way I can use my one phone call to talk to her?
I can't tell you that you can't.
Is there any way I could just talk with her for a minute?
I asked her if she wanted to talk to you right now, and she said she doesn't think she can. Okay.
In the end, the court sentenced the father to 25 years in prison for killing his son. As the verdict was read, he bowed his head, carrying the family's tragedy for the rest of his life.